I'm so happy to be out here today, guys. It is one of the first days that I can raccoon trap here in Illinois. Enjoying this nice weather that we got going right now. I'm gonna be setting some locations that I've kind of scouted during deer season. I've never trapped here before, so there should be a lot of raccoons. One day sitting in the tree stand, I saw 15 coons just from the tree stand, and that was only about 2 weeks ago. So we'll see how we do today. I'm gonna be setting around 30 some traps. I'm gonna be out here doing it solo today, so we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and get out there and start setting. So the bait that we have today is Purina dog food. We're gonna be taking trail mix to a whole new level. I got some of the sweet and salty trail mix that's expired, and we're gonna be opening this up, mix it in with all this dog food. You can see I've already done that, and we're gonna be using that for our main bait. And then to kind of entice them in, I have some expired Campbell's Chunky grilled chicken and sausage gumbo. We're gonna be using that. And then I have some honey mustard from Burger King. This episode of Illinois Trapper Outdoors is sponsored by Burger King. So that's what we got going on today. I got the traps ready, got the bait. We're ready to rock and roll, so let's go ahead and get down in the woods and check it out. One of the first locations we have here is a field corner of a big cornfield. Now, I've been hunting out of a tree stand right behind that huge oak tree, and there has been at least 6 or 7 raccoons out in this field at one time. So I'm going to be gang setting this location just right here in the corner where this bare spot is. I'm going to set, I believe, 3 traps here, one over here, one here, and then one on this corner here. So if they do travel in a big family group, I'll be able to get all of them, or at least a majority of them. So we're going to be targeting this spot first, so let's go ahead and put some traps in the ground. So we got our 3 traps set. It's now time to bait them. I love these dog-proof traps. They're so easy to bait. It only took me 2 minutes and 50 seconds, according to this timer on the camera, to set these. So less than 3 minutes, guys. Takes about 10 seconds each to bait, and you're ready to rock and roll. So you can set 3 traps in less than 4 minutes. And I just love these dog-proofs. Easy to set. Anyone can use them. So let's go ahead and bait these up. And what I have here is just dog food. So these granules, they'll go underneath the trigger mechanism in this dog proof, and I fill it up about halfway. Now, in an ideal situation, if you had marshmallows, I would slip that on the trigger just so they really have to work for it. But right now we're using what we got, and this works just fine. So we're gonna go ahead and bait these up and go on to the next spot. So this location is a coon trail. Now you can kind of see this discrete coon path right here. And what I did was basically just put my dog-proof trap right here on this trail, and then it crosses over onto a deer path, goes this way next to this dead log, and I put another trap right here. So I put 2 traps here in this location. It looks like a very active coon trail, so that's what you're looking for, especially these dog-proof traps. They don't really have any eye appeal, but they work great. And just put them on these trails, the coon's gonna run right into them, and they work. So that seems to be a pretty good set. We're gonna go down to the creek and start putting in some down there. So to give you guys a little understanding of what I'm looking for here, right now I'm currently following a deer trail and our four-wheeler trail. And what I'm looking for is basically any paths that branch off that aren't as defined as this one here. So you can see this is pretty defined. And then we got a little discrete path right through here, and it goes all the way around. And we have a field up here that all the coons are going to and eating. And this is just on the backhand side of this hill. So we're gonna put a few dog proofs on this. You can see it goes through this briar patch here as well. So we're gonna be putting a few on there and setting this location up. This new location is a spot that's been very hot in the past. You can see right here there's a fallen down tree that I'm going to be setting. I have 5 traps with me that I'm going to gang set this location, which means I'm going to set multiple traps in one spot, hoping to catch the whole family unit as they come through. So this is going to be a very good spot. We're putting the traps in now, so we'll see what happens. I just put my last trap out. We're gonna come back out here tomorrow morning. It's starting to get pretty cool out right now. All the sweat that I just accumulated over the past 2 hours is starting to get cold as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and warm back up. We'll be out here tomorrow morning and we'll see what we got. Here's the first spot that I set, was this field corner, and we got nothing in it, but I'm gonna go ahead and just leave the camera on here. We're gonna go walk up to this big old oak tree and check out that coon path to see if we got anything moving inside the wood line last night. And we got nothing here. We got our bait in the trap here, you can see. So we're just gonna go ahead and leave that be. And then here's that other set over there. So nothing, guys. 0 for 5 so far. There's number 6. We're gonna go down to this creek bottom, and you guys are gonna probably give me crap for calling it a creek, whatever. It's the same thing. I don't really care. We're gonna be going down here. See if they're moving down here tonight, and sure enough, I see a coon already. So I know we at least got one up here. I almost didn't set this place either, but sure glad I did. Let's see, we got Mr. Coon up here, and trap number, what is this? Number 7. Big, nice one too. Big boar coon. That's what we're after. Basically, it's just a dried up creek. Comes through here. Got a nice fallen down tree. We got coon paths everywhere. I set a trap here, and then right up the bank here, I set another one right here, and it's still got bait in there. So I was basically just targeting the ones that are walking on the top of the creek. I got that trap, and then the ones that are walking down there, obviously he was. So pretty good stuff. We're gonna go ahead and dispatch him, rebait the trap, and head out. Well, to my disappointment here, this tree that I thought was really gonna produce, and I put 5 traps here, actually doesn't have a single thing in it. So I'm gonna give this about 2 more days, because maybe last night they just didn't want to come through, and I'm just gonna give it an extra 2 days just in case. But I think this spot's gonna produce here. All the bait still in these DP traps, so we'll see what happens. It's gonna be a good couple more checks. I think the weather is supposed to warm up a little bit tomorrow, which is gonna get those coons moving, I think, too. So we're just gonna leave these traps here, but we still got quite a few traps to check. We have a total of 24 traps today to check out, and we're just gonna go along this creek and see if we got any more. Well, guys, checking the last 2 traps here, and I got myself another coon. This guy here, he's not too happy at all, but he's definitely a smaller one, but we're still gonna harvest him today. Get some of these turkeys to come back in this location. We have a lot of coons here, so we're dispatching him, and we got one more trap that I can see has nothing in it. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of him. So let's go ahead and talk about rebaiting these coon sets here. So I got this raccoon trap. We're gonna go ahead and put it in the exact same location. Now there is a few spots of blood here, and that's fine. It usually doesn't scare the raccoons too much. Now these traps are not the same as my Duke DPs because they're actually my younger brother's traps. What we're gonna do is slide this down, and this is actually a push-pull trap. So if they push down, they're gonna get caught, whereas the Duke DPs, they have to pull up. So these traps are pretty cool, but I'm not going to change my whole line after I bought all these traps. So we're just gonna keep what we got, but these traps are pretty awesome. So we're gonna fill this up with dog food about halfway, and just put a little bit of this Campbell's chunky stuff on top, like so. And there we go, we're done. We didn't catch very many raccoons today, and I kind of talked up this location to be one of the best places I've ever trapped. But I think last night it was the weather. These traps are in perfect spots. They're in spots that I've seen raccoons before, and judging that none of the bait was missing any of the traps, they weren't stripped, and I think tonight is gonna be the night. So whenever you're out there on the line, don't get discouraged because you're not catching a whole bunch of raccoons in one night. It takes a few days because just like us, they have routines, and sometimes they get intercepted by anything. I mean, a coyote could scare one of them and they're not gonna go down the same path they normally would. They might have found some new food. The cornfields are getting cut, so that could play in a factor. There's so many factors that go into raccoon trapping, and I think just waiting them out, putting them in these locations by the creek, I think is gonna be pretty good here in a few days. We're just gonna wait them out. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. We're gonna be posting a lot of raccoon videos this year, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys on the next one.